Hello and everybody, welcome back to another week of Sugar Sean. Who Knows Ball, the fantasy show where you need to know about the players you need to get in your team and which ones to get out. Now, we're back again this week. We're starting off a second week. I'm bringing back the guys that was in last week because it was a bit of an eventful weekend for the two people on the show. Now, considering, I'm going to introduce them first. On my left, the nearest to me, we have Creme de la Dems. He's back again. How you doing, Dems?
Back again. Not too happy, to be honest, but it's all right. We move.
And to the left of him, we have Rizak.
Rizak, yes.
How you doing?
Me, I'm happy.
You're happy, yeah?
Yeah, I'm happy.
You're happy where you are. You had a good start.
It had a very good start.
Yeah, that's good. Right, I had to introduce him first until we rip into his team selections because this is the man that told us last week. He gave us the insight into talking about Mitrovic as a bargain buy, Tony as a bargain buy,
And what?
and Martinelli.
Martinelli.
Now, if we're looking at Dempsey's team now, I don't see any of them in sight. Where are they, Dems? All these these cheap value strikers, where are they?
They're in the list somewhere, man. I don't have them. I've been tinkering too much.
You are the new Tinker man.
Yeah. Very nice.
Very nice.
What did he say? Dilly dong, dilly dong.
Diddly ding dong,
Dilly-
ding
dilly
dong,
ding
dong,
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 dong.
dong. Yeah, but listen.
If they do well, we're getting pizza.
Yeah. But all I'm saying is that from Dempsey, your first team last week, I looked at your initial team and you started off with Edison in goal. You changed him for Martinez.
Yeah, bad idea.
How many points did Martinez get you?
That lost points.
Yeah, there was about 8-point swing.
Yeah,
6-point swing,
that
something
lost
like that.
points. You also went for Botman and Walker in for Cucurella and Williams.
Yeah.
And
Kyle Walker kept a clean sheet, to be fair.
Carl Walker kept the clean sheet. Botman, 1 point.
He didn't play, yeah. I mean,
What were you
He didn't
thinking
even
that,
start.
he didn't even start.
I mean, you tell us. What's
Hurt my
going on?
feelings. I always had an idea to have Botman in my team, but it just once I took him out, I was quite settled. But Cucurella, he messed around with my mind, man,
He ended up signing for Chelsea rather than the champions.
and I weren't interested in that. So
is that what
I couldn't double up Chelsea, so I wasn't interested in that.
Okay.
And a spiral of events kicked off afterwards, and now I've got 40 points.
Well, Botman didn't start, and you had him in your starting back four, but criminally,
Then why?
you had Ben White on your bench.
On the bench. Third pick as well.
Yeah.
That means you
Third pick,
Yeah, he
Ben
had no
White.
faith.
Yeah, he was never coming on.
You
was
really
never
thought
coming on.
Palace were going to get a result,
I
get
didn't think
a
they'll
goal
keep
in
a
it.
clean sheet. That's what it was.
Bloody hell.
And they kind of got away with a clean sheet, to be honest. I do think so, yeah. Crystal Palace in the second half they were quite good.
Yeah,
They were quite good. As a criminal, that chance he missed.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
But that was just your back four.
that's just
We're going
my
to your
back four.
midfield.
Yeah.
You took out the man who scored for Arsenal, Martinelli, and you brought in Bailey.
Bailey.
And he's on the.
And he was on my bench. Yeah.
And he got 2 points.
So it's
That's
You had a
that's
sticker.
2 points
Oh.
that don't matter.
and then your front two, you kept it the same. You only brought in Brozier for Taylor of Forest on your bench, really.
I got more of a squad now.
You got more of
I
a
can
squad.
tinker around with it. I should stop tinkering, but I can tinker around with it. You know, a couple of people to put on the bench, a couple of people to bring on. I wasn't feeling the fact that I had one sub and everyone else was just there for, to make up the numbers and stuff. But
Well, the Tinkerman who started off the season last year and led the whole season at the top has now starting at our top cast table as rock bottom.
Rock bottom.
we're going to go for it a different way this season, man.
We're changing it up, different
Yeah,
style.
we're going to go for the grind this time.
We're gonna go for the
round.
grind.
We're going to go for the grind this time.
Right,
round.
well, let's move over to Rizak's team because Rizak, you are sitting in third, are you? Third.
Yeah.
Right, you ended up swapping out Edison for Ramsdale.
Yeah.
You actually changed both your keepers.
Did I?
Yes.
I didn't have Wood before.
You had Olsen before.
Oh, yeah, because Schmeichel left, innit? So I'm just thinking they haven't signed the keeper. So I
Yeah,
said,
and fair play, Ramsdale Ramsdale and Edison both kept clean sheets anyway.
so I was chilling either way.
So that's not too bad. You brought in, you took out White and James for Trippier and Robertson.
Yeah. So obviously Liverpool, I'm thinking Fulham, it should be a clean sheet, a couple of goals, but
That didn't work out.
that didn't happen.
But your two at the back, if you kept them the same, I don't know whether you would have been able to afford them. I'm not sure I'm sure that you would have been able to afford them because your team doesn't even look that expensive, but you must have used your whole 100 million, innit?
Yeah, I've used it all.
Yeah, so White and James would have got you more points than Trippier and Robertson.
You think so?
Yeah, White got 5 and James got 6, I think, or 7.
Oh yeah, it would have got
6,
me.
I think.
Yeah, it would have got me.
I think he got 7 because he got a yellow card.
Sorry.
He would have got 8, but he got a yellow
Yes,
card.
7. Yellow card. So that would have been 12 points. And Trippier and Robertson only gave you 8, innit?
No, but I did that because I don't want Reece James for this week.
Fairs. We'll look at the upcoming fixtures. And your midfield, you had Andreas for Neto. You took out Neto and you put in Andreas.
Yeah, it's a bit stinky, but I think
It was your funding for the next week, innit?
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, and your unchanged front three from the front three was that's how it
I think they
was.
both got 2 points, didn't they?
Yeah. So
It's all right.
yeah, and your unchanged front three, how it was,
Okay, yeah.
as it was.
I'm all right.
I'm the only one that kept my team as it was. I told you like my team from the start, and I kept it. I didn't make no changes. Yeah, I didn't make no changes.
And where are you?
I'm sitting in 5th.
Not
yeah,
bad,
you're
not
right,
bad.
yeah, you're
It's a
right.
decent start.
Yeah, but shout out to Gallus, who's behind the cameras. He's our cameraman, editor, everything. Mr. Yaslem. He is top of the league with 87 points. He had a good week.
Yeah,
He had Captain Salah. He had the Martinelli in his team. He had Haaland. You're going to see his team. He's gonna put up his own team anyway right now. And yeah, he is leading the league. And you'll be able to see our league as well, our cast members league. Creme de la Dems is struggling there down in bottom at 11th.
I think me and Gallus might need to swap.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Gallus, you might need to swap.
It really should be.
Might need to swap.
But yeah, Gallus is top. And then Rizak's nemesis, battling in second, is his older brother.
Yeah.
He's there floating around at the top like he usually does, like shit on fucking, like flies on shit. He's always at the top. And yeah, I'm all right with my team at the moment. 67 points, I'm happy.
Yeah, you're in and around. Right now, it's the first week. So
Oh,
There's
it
37
could literally be a week.
left.
There's
Well,
37
All right?
It's better than 40.
37 left.
It's better than 40, though.
It's better than 40.
You've got a grind.
You got to grind.
It's all right.
But right, let's move on anyway. We're going to go talking about the weekend results. We're going to just go and have a look back and look at the key performers of what happened in the midweek, on the weekend fixtures. So, yeah, Rizak's on the show. We'll start off with him, even though Arsenal was the kickoff on the Friday night. But we'll start off with Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Saturday, 12:30 kickoff. No one ever likes early kickoff, do they?
Nah, it was a shocker. You know, as Klopp said, the pitch was dry.
It was dry.
Oh, you have to give consideration to that. I'm trying shit now. You know, I don't know what it was. I think, you know, sometimes I think we go into games thinking we're gonna win already, so we don't take it seriously enough. But then they came to just prove why they want to stay this year, maybe, innit?
Yeah, Mitrovic was on a tear.
Yeah.
The big boy Jordan Henderson got flung around like a rag doll.
You think so?
Oh yeah, do you remember that when he went on that run in the middle of the park and absolutely used Henderson like a?
No, I don't remember that. No.
You don't remember that?
I'm sure you remember Van Dijk.
Van Dijk. Listen,
That's not a
what
penalty.
Van Dijk saw his own
ridiculous.
guts.
what is happening with Van Dijk, man?
What's
Champions
happening?
League final, showing his ass to the ball and
That's not a penalty.
doing sideways
That's not a
on.
penalty.
Now started the Premier League
Are you-
season.
okay,
He's
no.
finally been beaten
He
all of a
got
sudden
done.
in his first game of
Whether
the
it's a
season.
penalty or not, he got done.
He dived. That's a
It-
dive.
he got done,
That's a dive.
but he got done,
That's
right?
a dive.
but
No,
did-
how can you get done and dive?
Did you win?
He kicked the ball that way and just.
Did Van Dijk win the ball?
Okay, yeah, cool.
He got done.
Yeah, cool.
Mr. No one ever gets past him. Mitrovic got past him a couple times.
I mean, he's not a god.
That's true.
Yeah, but obviously.
That's true.
Well, you
He's
was
pretty good.
laughing at the fact that Mitrovic, when Dempsey said the value striker, you said Mitrovic.
Yeah, I can't say that.
that same laugh. that same laugh.
top point scoring striker this week.
Who's up there with Haaland?
Yeah, he's up there with Haaland.
Now that one's
I can't
for
say
Somali athlete. He knows who he is.
Yeah.
He knows who he is.
But yeah, 6.6 now for Mitrovic, so he's gone up a 0.1 already.
I think getting him is going to be a stinker. He's going to get 3 more goals maybe, and that's it.
You think so?
Yeah.
3 goals for the season.
He's going to end on 5. He's going to start with 2. Everyone's going to bring him in. I want people to bring him in.
We'll bring that one
Mitrovic.
back at the end of the season.
Yeah, cool, fine.
Okay. Well, also Ivan Toney also notched on the weekend. Your £7 million
It's
bar.
another one. It's another one.
That's another one your thing, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, so not a good result for Liverpool's starting game. So everyone with the defenders in their team didn't get their clean sheet.
You're already 2 points behind, but that's neither here
Yeah,
nor there.
but no, I'd rather have the hiccup now
Yeah.
So now we have to pattern up and take it seriously. Otherwise, I'd rather it happen now than in the middle of the season, basically, where we start.
I think you
messing
guys
about
just
and
like
stuff.
being behind City. That's all it is. You always like to give City
I
a
don't
head
like
start.
Right. Well, that's the first game anyway. Anything to take out of the game? Anything different in the way you played? Darwin Núñez obviously came on.
Right now, he's moving like Chicharito, super sub.
Super sub.
Community Shield. Now,
Is he going to start?
I don't think he'll start for a little bit.
I think it's just the excuse. You know, when you bring even at non-league, you bring in a striker. He's not played for the club. You've had people that's there. You have to show them respect.
Yeah.
No, but
Give them the 2 starting games.
I think Klopp does that though. Even
takes
with
a bit of
Fabinho, I don't think he gave him his first start till November. So he likes to, ease them in. You know what I mean? So he will start eventually, but at this point, I think he's just gonna go with what he knows
Okay.
so far.
Yeah.
So bear in mind, everyone, FPL users, not to, hearing it from Dempsey, not to bring in Darwin Núñez straight away yet because he's going to be a substitute.
No, if he does gonna do what he does like that every week, then
It's
go
your
for
advice.
it.
It's your advice. If you think he's going to be on the bench, that's your advice.
I mean, I'm not God. Neither is Van Dijk. But then again, I mean, the proof's in the pudding. But it's just a matter of time. But if you wanna, invest in him, then by all means, because he's not as expensive as the Ronaldos and the Kanes and Haaland. So you can have a little bit of change on the side.
He's a shout. I do think he can come on every game, every other game, and get a goal or an assist. Or
How much is Darwin though? Isn't he expensive? £9 million.
yeah.
£9 million for a non-starting striker at the moment. Risky, guys. Risky.
It's risky, yeah.
Right, let's move on anyway. We'll go to the next big game, which was on the Friday, starting off the Premier League. Arsenal versus
Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace. Yeah. No one didn't really expect Arsenal to have it as easy as they did they?
Nah, Jesus was moving like prime R9. The way he was.
That's a big statement.
He did
That's
look good.
Did you watch Prime R9?
From YouTube, innit?
Wow.
If you saw Prime R9, people
I know, but
would slap you.
Jesus was moving crazy.
Yeah, he did play well. He worked hard. But in fairness, all of that hard work only resulted in one shot in the 90 minutes.
From him?
Yes.
And I think that was the little meaty one.
He had a decent debut though, to be fair. But
He did play well.
Arsenal were just very good. I don't like giving Arsenal credit, but Arsenal were very good.
But all of the 70% of the FPL players out there all had Jesus in their team. Some of them captained him, most of them captained him. And
Captain him is crazy, but if he's playing good, keep him in because he'll get the goals as long as he's performing well.
Yeah, well, he's performing well. He did go on a couple good runs, but we look at some of the other kind of players in that team. It's like I look back at Saka because obviously Saka was one of their main contributors last year, and in the game he probably had some of the biggest numbers. He had 3 shots and 6 crosses in the game. Do you think Saka's going to be more deployed as like a winger, so it's more of an assist game from him this season rather than goals, or do you think he's going to still be able to score goals?
I think he'll still score goals, but not as many. I think he'll be providing more for Jesus, I think.
Well, from the season opener for him having 6 crosses, it stood out a lot more than any other player on the pitch.
Yeah.
Odegaard,
Smelly.
0 key passes.
Smelly that game. That he had a shocker.
Yeah, he did.
I think he played 90 as well.
I just don't know why he passed up that opportunity, to be honest. That did not make sense to me.
I don't know what he was on.
I don't know if it's on his right, but he really should be taking that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
He really should be taking that.
Zinchenko, he only had 1 shot. He's the one that actually got some big points there.
Yeah, he got an assist and a clean sheet.
He played very well.
1 shot, which was on target, and 1 key pass, which is obviously the assist.
Yeah.
Martinelli, 2 shots. 1 which was the dagger in the Crystal Palace hearts, and 1 key pass.
Martinelli played well as well.
Martinelli.
They all played well, really.
I think out of that whole team, Martinelli and Odegaard played the worst.
Do you think so?
Yeah, that's what I think. Odegaard obviously was down there at the bottom, and then just Martinelli.
But Martinelli is that kind of FPL guy. That's what I'm saying. It's different to performances. Like Jesus, Jesus played better than what Martinelli did, but Martinelli gets involved more with the shots and more of the points. Yeah. So we'll see if that continues in the next couple of games. We was actually watching the game on Friday, Dempsey.
Yeah.
And if we're going to take anything from the Crystal Palace team, it was the involvement of Anderson, centre-half.
Anderson. For a guy that was on a losing team, he played really well.
He did.
Some of the passes he was playing were top quality.
6 tackles, 9 clearances, and we was watching the diags that he was hitting as well. The key passes from defense, isn't it?
He found Zaha on plenty of occasions, man. And they're different types of passes as well. Obviously, it's a raking pass, but he's looking for different points where hit Zaha on the run, hit Zaha to his feet, even possibly even behind him. Like he showed his range.
Maybe against the lesser sides, he might be able to get more involved in terms of the points, guys.
Yeah.
So that was one of the standouts. Eze, Ayuf, Zaha all registered 5. Eze registered 5 crosses. Ayuf registered 4. Zaha registered 4 crosses. Schlupp and Edouard were the 3 shots each. They were the big standout players. So Schlupp took 3 shots in that game, tied highest with Edouard. Not many others really had many shots in the game. So if you're taking it from that, obviously it's not going to continue. It might not replicate towards the next game because the opponents are different. But Schlupp and Edouard, there might be possible shouts.
You think so?
Just in terms of the teams that they play against. Obviously, they're not going to play Arsenal every week. But yeah.
I mean, they're playing Liverpool this week, so.
Well, all right, guys. Well, maybe we might have to give them a skip for the next couple of weeks. But they're the standouts.
I guess it's always worth having Zaha because he's their main man. He's their outlet. He's the guy that they're going to find. And even on the counter-attack, I mean, Fulham showed it. So even on the counter-attack, they can be dangerous.
This is Liverpool at home, so I expect a 3-0 again.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to the other game as well. Let's move on to one of the other kind of games. Let's not just go to the big teams. We'll go to Bournemouth versus Aston Villa.
That might have been the
shock of the weekend.
Other than Man United, but the Man United wasn't really a shock. But that would be the shock of the weekend.
Yeah, 100%.
No one really thought much of Bournemouth and their, them coming back to the league, and everyone thought Aston Villa were kind of, easy, close to a victory. But there we go. This is FPL. You know what I mean? This is the Premier League. Like, nothing ever goes the way you think it does.
It doesn't. I was looking at the Bournemouth game. I had a rewatch of it. Looked at a couple of the key stats. Tavernier, 8 crosses.
Looks like a decent player.
Looks half decent.
If he's any as good as his brother, then you're going places. You know what I mean?
So with them kind of stats, I just looked at them for the standout key stats for the players because we all have to get these valuable players in that are cheap from these sides. But they looked like they played right-sided heavily when I looked at the stats. But a lot of the crosses came in from Tavernier. So possibly Kiefer Moore. Kiefer Moore got on the score sheet. He might be a good cheap option up front, considering that they're crossing. Kiefer Moore, let's go into it. I'm not too sure how much he's worth, actually. Yeah, I need to get the values of these players. But striker, total points. Kiefer Moore is 5.5.
5.5? I think you might be able to find better value for that. 5.5.
But the proof is in the pudding from 8 crosses. If teams play crossing football, Kiefer Moore will eat up headers.
He likes that.
He'll eat up headers. Aston Villa. Actually, one more person to talk. Lerma. Lerma was a key performer on that right-hand side.
Was it?
So if they're right-hand side heavy, Lerma might be able to come in. His average position on the right-hand side was quite mixy. So
Lerma's a good player.
He's not a too bad player. Aston Villa.
Shambles.
Looked like a shambles first day, didn't they?
Shambles.
Yeah. But it might have just been it could be like how Liverpool set up. It could just be a little hiccup. You never know.
It could. But well, don't get me wrong. First game of the season, most of these teams that come up, or even just most teams at home, they end up putting up a half-decent performance for their first home crowd. But from Aston Villa's side, Lucas Digne and Bailly put up the most crosses in the team. So potentially, Bailey. Digne and Bailey put up the most crosses. So if you're looking at the kind of assisters that can contribute from someone like Aston Villa, Digne's in a lot of people's teams anyway.
Yeah.
So is Bailey.
So it could be, you might have to be patient with these two players, but they might stick in and they might be worth having in there. Villa registered quite a lot of shots actually, but varied. Never come from that one option. So you had McGinn, Ramsey, Ings, Coutinho putting up like 2-3 shots in the game, which is a lot. Well, they're a shooting team, as it seems, at the first game of the season. So that's the only kind of stuff that I really saw from that game and took from that game from the players in it. Let me know, guys, if there's any players from these games. If you support these sides, let me know who you think could potentially get more points in the next couple of weeks. Right, let's segue to the next game. We can talk about briefly Newcastle. Newcastle versus Nottingham Forest.
No, I think Newcastle look pretty good. Alan St. Maxim looked lively in that game.
They look organised.
They look good.
They look good. But I'm a fan of Eddie Howe, to be honest. I think Eddie Howe's a really good manager, so he gets them playing. Even Bournemouth, he had Bournemouth playing, but they couldn't defend, but he had them playing.
And now he's got money backing him, so
yeah. I think Newcastle are going to do well.
I think Dan Burns slotted into their team very well.
Yeah, he's been immense.
He's been immense
since
he's
he
a
signed.
postman as well.
This is what I'm saying.
Especially
And
from last year.
Dan Burn registered as many shots as St. Maximan and Wilson in this team on the weekend. He registered 4 shots from centre half.
How about Fabian Schär? Fabian Schär is
What a hit!
that.
What a hit, son!
No,
what a
but
hit!
he gets the odd goal or two.
He does.
He gets the odd goal or two. If you're looking for someone that might pop up with an odd goal, especially for Newcastle, Fabian Schär is the guy to look for.
Yep,
Even
and
from last season, he was doing it as well.
And Fabian Schär is on the 4.5 list.
Yeah, Fabian Schär is not a bad shout.
2.6% of the public of you lot have had him in your team. 15 points, top point scorer for the defenders on the weekend.
Assist, bonus and clean sheet, innit?
Yeah, but
Not assist. Just
yeah, but I did look at their stats. Very right-hand sided heavy. Even though St. Maximan got on the ball a lot, very right-hand side heavy. I think 50% of, I think it was 50 or 40%
Trippier.
come down the right-hand side. So Trippier,
he's a shout,
definitely a shout. Trippier, Shaw, Dan Burn, all cheap prices, can all nick in for a goal here or there. Newcastle, I think Newcastle might do well, you know.
I think they'll do well.
I literally said that last week. Top 10 finish. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Literally.
You're onto a shout. Forest, very poor.
Yeah.
I literally couldn't take nothing away from their game.
That's what happens when you sign 13 players or something like that. You know what I mean? Like you signed the whole squad.
Yeah.
All their good players from last year got finessed from them, so you kind of have to.
Leeds. Let's move on to Leeds anyway. Forest, I don't even want to talk about Forest, it was shit. But Leeds versus Wolves.
I didn't expect Leeds a 2-1 win, right?
1-0 down as well.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming at all, I'll be honest.
I think Wolves were kind of disappointing, to be honest.
Yeah, they were. Neto played well.
Yeah.
A lot of people got Neto in their squads. But Neto put in loads of crosses.
Didn't go. Podence.
Podence. Yeah. That was always my kind of... I had Neto in my team. I was like, do I put in Neto? Do I put in Podence? Podence always seems to be Podence always seems to be the goal scorer, but it's just we don't know what we're going to get with Neto. But he did have a good performance. Loads of crosses. Put loads of crosses into the box.
They're both
Leeds,
good players.
Huh?
They're both good players.
Yeah, they're both good players. Leeds, Jack Harrison, Rodrigo. Jack Harrison got one of the star men performances from Leeds.
Yeah.
Put in a lot of good crosses, a lot of good shots.
Leeds just need to find their feet, basically. They need to find their system and get comfortable with it.
And
but they got some good players in
Aronson
there.
signing there.
Aronson as well. They got some good players. They're still waiting on Sinistera.
Yeah.
Sinistera would be interesting to see what he can do. Yeah. So they got some good players. Bamford. Bamford is key for them. You know what I mean? So I like Leeds, but they don't really defend very well. It's the only problem.
Right, moving on. We'll go into the Tottenham game quickly. Tottenham versus Southampton. They went 1-0 down, so all the people that put in their Tottenham defenders didn't work out for them for their clean sheets.
And Perisic didn't start.
Perisic didn't start.
Did he even come on?
He came on.
think he did, yeah.
Got 1 point.
Thank God.
But yeah, it seems like Southampton is just James Ward-Prowse or bust at the moment.
Yeah.
Basically.
Their player, so 6.5 million if you want Southampton. You want James Ward-Prowse in there. He looks like the only person that's going to be in there. Tottenham.
Yeah.
The main
Kulusevski, bang it. I think he was the most points out of 8 midfield players. You know that?
Kulusevski, if you're looking at a cheaper version from Tottenham, if you don't want to put in Son or Kane, Kulusevski at £8 million started off half decent. But the main man, Son, back again.
He got an assist, wasn't
Yeah,
he?
not too much, but he's on the points. Unlike Mr. Harry Kane.
Mr. Harry Kane.
The ghost of August past has come back to
Let's
haunt him
stay
again.
strong. The Harry Kane captain.
You did say it,
Let's
Dempsey.
stay strong. That will, you can't get everything right, but let's stay strong because we know what he can do. And he might be saving it for Chelsea. I don't know. Let's find out.
I'm hoping not.
Let's find out.
We'll move on to Chelsea quickly, actually. We'll go on to Chelsea because, like I thought in my preview to talking to my people on Twitter, on the spaces, someone asked me what I thought the score was going to be. I thought it was going to be 1-1. Till I realised Everton had no strikers. So I thought maybe it might be 0-0. Or we might have to nick it 1-0, and that's inevitably what happened. We ended up nicking it 1-0.
It was a penalty, wasn't it?
A Jorginho penalty. And this is what happened last season. Jorginho, £6 million. Very cheap midfielder to have as an option.
And he's on penalties.
And he's on pens always. So if Chelsea are going to be playing this lethargic and looking for these dodgy little penalties, we got like 13 corners in that game. It
was a bad game though, wasn't it?
It was a very bad game.
It was a bad game.
Kai Havertz played left wing. Sterling played up front. So the blanks in the very odd positions for the two players. I spoke about it in my reaction video for the Chelsea game, but I don't think Tuchel set up very well in the Chelsea game. And yeah, we kind of looked like the old Chelsea. Didn't have much up
1-0
front.
against Everton, shaky.
It was shaky.
So next week, Tottenham.
Yeah, guys, I don't know if you've got your Chelsea players in there. The Chelsea defenders might have been on top last week with against Everton with the clean sheets, with the 1-0 clean sheets, but I don't know about Tottenham.
Yeah, that might be a scary.
Going to be scary. Right, Everton, not much threat there without their number 9 yet, is it?
Yeah, they ain't going nowhere with Gordon up front.
Yeah, they didn't look good. So not many players from the Everton side or the Chelsea side to advise really to come to your team just yet, especially with us coming up against Tottenham next game.
Other than Jorginho.
Other than Jorginho at the 6 million, yeah, that's it really. The cheap version, the cheap striker, the cheap penalty taker. So let's segue to Leicester versus Brentford quickly. Castagna, Maddison, Dewsbury Hall, Vardy.
Yeah, all of them did something.
All got something. All got a goal and assist in there.
Castagna's a decent option.
Castagna's a decent
4.5.
option. 4.5 in that team to be at the back. Looks like a good shout. He done it last season. He's not bad. He gets forward. Maddison gets in with the goals and the assists.
Yeah, Maddison's up there.
Looks like another guy that you need to get into your team. Dewsbury Hall, obviously not known for his involvements, but might have changed it around.
He does always, I was watching Leicester a little bit last season. He always has, not always, but if he's performing well, the team's performing well.
He's a tidy player, yeah. He keeps the ball moving for them. It's important.
Right, well, let's hope that, if you want to have a gamble with him in your team, you can put him in. Jamie Vardy's back, up and fit, so let's see if he. Do you think you don't think?
Nah, I'm still staying away from him.
Still staying away from him. Overpriced.
It's gonna be like another 2-3 weeks till he gets injured again. I don't wish it on him, but
Sound like you did.
he's old.
All right. Brentford, much to take away from it other than the Ivan Toney shout.
Not really.
Not really, I don't think so.
Not really.
Rico Henry, the defender, likes to get forward.
He does like to get forward. He does like to get forward.
I noticed a lot of people with the goalkeeper in there. Brentford, the goalkeeper was a shout last year. I don't know so much about this year. Obviously, second season blues and that. Never know.
Brentford don't look like, both sides yesterday didn't look great defensively, but yeah. Moving on, we can go on to the Brighton game. Dempsey, we saved the best till last. Well, not second best till last, but Brighton. Talk to me.
Brighton were great.
Brighton were great.
Brighton were great.
The team who lost Bissouma
Yeah.
and Cucurella
Yeah.
And they're still
Didn't miss a beat.
didn't miss a beat, did they?
Nope.
It looks like they won't miss them at all.
Didn't miss a beat.
Well, 2% of the public out there had £5.5 million Pascal Gross in their team.
He likes a goal against United, doesn't he?
He was good, wasn't he?
Danny Welbeck was really good
Danny
as well.
Welbeck had a very good performance. 6.5 million.
Danny Welbeck did very well as
Might be a shout for the FPL users at a cheap option.
For sure.
Man United.
Yeah. Haaland played well, didn't he, man?
We'll get on to them. They're finishing. We'll finish them last. But
no, shambles. Absolute shambles. Absolute shambles. I don't
Dalot.
know what else to say.
Dalot had a stinker.
No, I think we should be talking about Rashford.
Rashford did.
I did say
I have him in my team.
But he was missing sitters.
But he's involved at least.
Yeah.
And I think he'll come good. I think they'll get it right eventually. But yeah, it wasn't the greatest of starts for Rashford.
Nah, it wasn't.
No, not the greatest starts for Man United. I think Bruno had an early chance. If Bruno puts that away, it's a different game.
Yeah,
But
Bruno had a good chance.
Brighton were well worth their victory, man.
Ronaldo coming off the bench made a bit of an impact.
A little bit.
I guess.
Are we just waiting around for Martial to get back fit?
I'm not waiting around for that.
Okay, well, let's just wrap it up then. We'll look at Haaland and Man City. Haaland FC.
Let me apologize to all the people. Yeah, not because of what I done. I stand on what I done. But the teething problems, they've been fixed very quickly. So
West Ham started off with a low block, wanted to defend their game. Didn't really want to come out. They done all right. They was frustrating them. But then Haaland, just low block, high line, doesn't matter.
Just one slip up, that was
too explosive.
He looked so explosive. It's unreal.
Too explosive, man. How he won that penalty? I don't think anyone else in the league can do that.
He looks too good.
Wow.
52% of you have him in, and I think they're gonna have to stay in. De Bruyne as well, back in at it with the assist.
Yeah, that part. You got 1 assist. I'm telling you, it's what? De Bruyne or Salah? Come on, man. Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that.
No, there was just a bit of slander for De Bruyne.
We didn't even really talk about Salah.
De Bruyne, forget Salah right now. De Bruyne slightly had a mare that game. He
think
got
so?
away with it with the assist, I think.
I think the low
City
block was
overall,
causing
so
it.
yeah.
Great pass.
But then Grealish, what do you think about Grealish? I thought Grealish was stinky.
Yeah.
That's,
Again.
I think he's ass
Yeah.
anyway. I think he's ass.
No, but I don't know, because with this Pep roulette, you never ever know. I had Mahrez in my
a
team.
lot of people
Mahrez
had
played
Mahrez.
about 5 minutes. So you never ever know, really. Grealish could be here today, gone tomorrow.
Even a lot of people had Bernardo Silva.
Yeah, Bernardo was on the bench as well.
Gundogan started.
But I think he played Haaland through. He didn't get the assist, but he played Haaland through.
Yeah.
But Salah, let's go back to Salah quickly, just before we wrap up.
That's my boy.
What about him?
See, goal and assist, that was the man's captain. This week, I think, 100%.
What?
Salah.
Haaland got 2 goals, bro.
Yeah, but still, Salah got the same amount, I think. Let me double check. Yeah, okay.
Your
got
maths ain't mathing, bro.
1 point less.
Fairs. And to be
maths
honest,
ain't massive.
Salah wasn't really involved in that game,
Yeah.
considering that he's still put up that amount of points.
Got a goal and assist.
It's moments for him, man.
He's a moments man, but he's the FPL top man, isn't
He's
he?
the FPL man. That's
Yeah,
what
you
he
have to
is.
have him in. Right, well, that's it for the roundup anyway. Right, also, guys, I see all of you lot who have joined the league, and 2,174-ish or something like that is in the Sugar Sean League. And we're going to put you up, first game week leader, Jamsey FC. You have used one of your chips already, which is a bit, you just want to be on the, I think you just want to be on the show. But Jamsey FC, triple captain Haaland, and he is top of the league with 103 points. And sorry to say, the bottom person in the league on 18 points is my mate Dave, 18 points. And he looked like he had quite a half-decent side. But yeah, where are you? Don Dave, 18 points, had a half-decent side. Alisson, Perisic, Cucurella, Lamptey, Trent. I'm going to put you up as well. Hopefully your team gets better in the following weeks. And yeah, shout out to you lot. Make sure you lot keep up to date with the Sugar Sean League and try and finish top. I might be giving out a prize at the end of the season to see who wins that league. So keep at it. And yeah, let's have a look at the fixtures for next week. Okay. And have you considered your transfers that you're taking in and out? Are you going to take a -4? Or are you just using your one sub?
I'm thinking about it.
What fixture are you looking to kind of look into? You got Arsenal. Their next game is Leicester at home.
I got to right my wrongs. People like Martinelli and stuff like that.
You're bringing him in?
I really feel like I'm about 90% I'm going to bring him in. If I don't bring him in, it's only to save the change for the week after.
Yeah.
But, yeah, man, Rashford's got to go, man. I don't know what I thought back in my team, to be honest, but Rashford's got to go. So I'm thinking Rashford for Martinelli and then save the little 0.5 for something in the defence, possibly. But
So are you going to make that sub, or are you going to wait for next week?
I'm not sure. If I make a sub, that's the sub.
Fairs.
But I'm not sure right now, to be honest. I feel like I'm tinkering around too much. Rashford might go and score 2 goals and then that might bite me in the bum. But I'm contemplating. Let's see.
Yeah, I think right now with my team, I'm pretty good. So I think I want to save a transfer so that maybe after next week, I won't have to take a hit.
So you're just happy with your squad at the
I'm
moment?
happy with it right now. There's no game
Save
I'm
it.
scared of. Yeah.
Well, you got Arsenal at home to Leicester. You got Aston Villa at home to Everton. Bournemouth away to City. Brentford are at home to United. I'm not seeing if I can really bring in a United player.
Nah.
Not after that first performance.
Please don't.
Nah.
Please
Take
don't.
United out. Anyone.
Yeah. If you got a United player on the bench,
That is a shocker.
I'm looking at the top performers that performed well this week, and I'm thinking, do I bring in someone like Fabian Schär? They got Brighton away, I'm not sure. Tottenham, Chelsea, biggest game of the weekend.
Yeah, take anyone from Chelsea out of your team because I think you're going to get pummeled.
I don't know. I mean, Chelsea got Tottenham's number.
We did have him last year, but
Tottenham's got.
it's a totally different Tottenham, I think.
You reckon?
Well, it weren't too much dissimilar, but
I won't be surprised if
I
Chelsea
think Conte's
win.
got them ready, man.
Yeah, Conte can.
I won't be
therefore
surprised if
give that
Chelsea win.
mentality.
I'm definitely worried. Even though we're at home,
I think you'll all win.
I don't think it even matters.
I don't know about a clean sheet, but I think you lot will win. I mean, Tottenham, they look good, but you're never too sure with Tottenham.
Yeah, but any Chelsea players you're getting anyway, they're gonna be the defenders, right? So they're not gonna clean sheet. They're only getting 2 points.
But
I've got James on my squad. I think after the
James is a threat.
I think after the Chelsea game, I think after the Spurs Chelsea game, I think Chelsea got a half decent 3 games after that. So I think I'm gonna keep James in for that.
it's worth biting the bullet.
Yeah, I think
For
I'm gonna
Reece
bite the
James
bullet for
anyway.
Reece James. Yeah,
worth
I might
biting
start
the
him.
bullet.
I might start him. I'm not too sure.
That's a
But-
risk.
It's
Yeah.
not that, they're not going to get hit for 5.
I think the only thing I'm trying to do is I'm trying to look at getting White out for Zinchenko because I've been impressed with Zinchenko in that setup.
Yeah.
And I think Zinchenko will be the person going forward from Arsenal to have it as the fullback option.
Yeah, I think he is as well.
But how are you going to work that without
£500,000.
Yeah,
I need to find. I might have to take a -4.
it's Rashford.
If you're taking out Rashford, then you're right.
Rashford.
I know. I might have to look for a cheaper option in
Rashford
the
for
midfield.
Martinelli.
I
Then
might.
Zinchenko. You don't be surprised though if he goes up to 5.1.
I know, but the
he goes up to
midfielders-
5.1, you got a bit of an issue.
I don't know. I'm going to have a look around it. I haven't really looked at it too much yet. But I might take out Rashford. I might take a -4. I might take out Rashford. I might take out Ben White. I might get Zinchenko in there straight away.
Yeah, take a -4. That's good for me. I don't mind.
So what do you think about the game of the weekend for your captain's pick? Who are you looking forward to looking at captains?
Oh, you got Salah and Haaland.
Yeah.
So what do you
But
think?
I'm going Haaland against Bournemouth. I think the little teams, the smaller teams, City will just walk all over them.
Haaland looks like a good shout.
I know it's Salah, Crystal Palace at home.
Salah at Crystal Palace. The midfield
know.
extra points.
I think Haaland.
I think Haaland maybe gets. He got 2 goals out of nothing.
Do you think? What about Jesus?
But
Leicester on.
No.
But don't you think like how Bournemouth are going to set up? They're going to set up with that really, really low block. Haaland's not running behind them.
Haaland found it against West Ham.
Yeah, and I look.
But
West Ham
he
are
found
better
it.
defensively.
He found it against West Ham when they started to push up a little bit. Do you know what I mean? So in terms of Bournemouth, ain't going to do that, especially at the Etihad. So he might, if he's getting tap-ins, he might do it. Like Haaland or Salah, that's the guys to go for.
Yeah, I think
I'm
guys,
going for Salah.
You're going for Salah.
Yeah,
You're going
I'm
for
going for
Haaland.
I'm going for Haaland. Yeah, I've already
I might side with you this week, Razak, because you are the one that's in third at the moment. Creme de la Dems is down there, so I don't know if we'll be taking advice from Creme de la Dems anytime
We
soon.
can't live in the moment. Mitrovic.
Well, take your own advice then.
No, but I ain't got no money for it. I ain't got no money for it.
Well,
I'm not taking out Jesus or Kane. What am I supposed to do?
Well, I'm going to side with Rizza. I'm going to go with Haaland. But yes, guys, that is our roundup of today's show. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Give us any comments on what you believe of your teams and any of the teams in there. If you think I've missed out a player to perform, any people for the best value transfers, who to get out your team, who to get in your team. So thanks Rizak, thanks Demsy for being on the show. Hopefully you'll be on again soon if you have a good week. And shout out the leader man behind the camera, man like Gallas.
Man like Gallas.
And guys, see you next week.